Hi guys, in this tutorial I'll be showing you how you can make this 1/12 scale Scandi style settle from my easy to assemble kits. I've designed a range of miniature kits, so this one and others are available to purchase through my website steveputnam.com. Simply follow the step-by-step instructions to create your own realistic miniatures to paint and finish in your own style. So let's get started and see what tools and supplies you'll need to create this in the comfort of your own home. You'll need wood glue. I use Gorilla Glue as my favourite brand, but any wood glue will be fine. You'll need a scalpel, Stanley or craft knife. You'll need toothpicks or cocktail sticks. You'll need sandpaper. I use anything from 100 to 150 grit, and then a much finer paper which is about 180 grit for some of the finishings at the end. You'll need ready mixed filler. I use this one because it's lightweight and quick drying, and then a range of brushes in this kind of size and some older ones which are frayed, which are really good for wood grain effects. You'll also need a range of acrylics in varying shades of brown like this for the base coat of your piece of furniture, and I'm going to be painting mine blue, so I've got a range of blue acrylics for the top coat. So as you'll see, these are all the pieces that you'll need to create this Scandi style bench. They will be supplied in a larger pre-cut sheet, and all you simply need to do is use a Stanley, craft knife or scalpel, cut through the tabs and pop the pieces out like so. You'll notice on the pieces where you've cut through these tabs, you'll just need to give them a very light sand with the fine grit sandpaper. So we're going to start by taking one of the sides of our bench. It doesn't matter because they're both the same, and we're going to add with a cocktail stick or toothpick some tiny dabs of glue into those small cutout sections on the side. I'm also going to add a tiny dab of glue to the two cutout sections at the back of the bench. Then taking our back section, I'm going to add a line of glue along that straight edge and the two tabs, and then simply locate the tabs with the holes in the side and push these two pieces together. As you can see, any excess glue can just be removed with a cocktail stick or toothpick. I'm then going to add a line of glue along this top back section, and this will allow me to position this top slatted piece, making sure that the cutout section is at the bottom, and as you can see, this just pushes in and locates like so. Again, just remove any excess glue with that cocktail stick or toothpick. So now taking your seat section, make sure that the two curved corners are at the front of the seat, and again you can add some small dabs of glue to those holes in the side, and I like to add a line of glue along the side of the seat and also on the underside of this back section of the bench. You can then locate the tabs and the holes and position this seat in place. Now taking this front lower section of the bench, we're going to add a line of glue along the top edge and along the side, and again this will just locate into the sides and the holes, and we're going to repeat the same process as before. Again, any excess glue can just be removed with a cocktail stick or toothpick. And we'll repeat the same process on the back section, adding a line of glue along the top edge and the side with the tabs, and then just positioning that in place like so. Finally, all we need to do is add a last line of glue along all of the exposed edges on the bench and those tabs, and then this will allow you to position the final side of the bench in place, making sure everything lines up. Once you're happy with the position, you can turn the bench on its side like so and just apply a small amount of pressure to make sure everything is pushed in place. Much like before, any excess glue can just be removed with a cocktail stick or toothpick. So that's construction on the bench finished, and you can set this aside and allow this to dry. So once the wood glue is dry, you can take your ready mixed wood filler, and I'm using an old kitchen knife here. I'm just going to fill all of these holes in the side of the bench and also any tab sections at the front here like so. Just make sure they're filled. I like to slightly overfill the holes so they're slightly proud, as the wood filler does tend to shrink as it dries, which means once you sand it, you'll end up with a nice smooth finish which is flush with the rest of the wood. So once we've finished using the wood filler, I'm going to use a medium grade sandpaper, and I'm just going to take off some of the edges of this bench. So the seat front and these curved sides, I'm just giving everything a slightly more rounded look because I want this to look like an aged, used piece of furniture. Also, this shaped section at the bottom, I'm just going to sand between all of these details too. Once the wood filler is dry, you can then use a very fine grade sandpaper and just sand this down and make sure everything is flush. So that's it, your bench is now ready for painting, and I'm going to be using a range of brown acrylics like so, and I'm mixing a kind of mid brown in various shades here, and I'm going to give this a good base coat all over. I would recommend probably at least 2 coats for a base coat. I tend to want to see a bit of a wood grain coming through, so as you can see I'm adding various colours of brown here and creating a bit of a wood grain. Now my top colour is going to be a blue distressed finish, so I've got varying shades of blue here, and as you can see I'm kind of using the side of the paintbrush, which is creating a slightly broken paint effect. I don't want my bench to look like a very pristine piece of furniture, so this is the only technique I know how to create a kind of weathered, distressed look on paint finish. You might well have your own techniques, so please feel free to do as you see fit. I'm also working kind of within the parameters of these routed sections, so I'm following what would be the grain of the wood and making this look like individual planks. So as you can see, that's already starting to create a kind of weathered and distressed paint finish. I'm then using a much paler blue here, and I'm just kind of dry brushing this again over the top using the side of the brush. I want this to look like a piece that's maybe had various colours and layers of paint that have worn away over time. So that's the kind of base coat of our distressed paint finish. As you can see, it's already looking rather convincing. And finally, I'm just going to go in with a much paler colour. This is almost a kind of ivory white, and I'm just using this very sparingly and kind of dry brushing this over the top just to highlight certain areas and create a bit more depth to this piece. So that's it. In 3 relatively simple steps, as you can see, we've created a convincing distressed paint finish, and hopefully you can use this on some of my other kits and other pieces of furniture you might have as well. So finally, I'm going in with a medium grade sandpaper, and I'm just going to sand off any of the kind of edges of this piece of furniture along the front of the seat, anywhere where this might take a bit more wear and tear. And the very last step is to mix a brown and black acrylic diluted mix, and I'm using a very fine paintbrush here, and in some of those routed detailed sections I'm just highlighting those in areas again where muck and grime might collect over time. So you can paint this on and almost rub this back off with your finger to create a slightly softer look. There's definitely no right or wrong way to this technique, so just do whatever you think looks realistic and convincing. So that's your finished bench completed, and you can display this however you like. I've shown mine here with my Scandi Style Table kit, and also a fabulous hand-woven basket from Jen at JCI Miniatures. Well, that's it folks. I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please do check out my other 1/12 scale kits, and if this has inspired you to get creative, then please do hit on that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Steve Putnam Design, for future updates.